Good morning, Poonam. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you for asking. What about you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you. So, can you tell us something about yourself?
Yes, sir, definitely. My name is Poonam Raut, and basically I'm from Sangli, Maharashtra. And I have completed my graduation in civil engineering in 2015 from Sangli.
Mhm.
And after that, I have joined IT industry in 2019 as a software test engineer. And in that phase, I have approx 3 years of experience in manual as well as in automation test engineer.
Mhm.
And in that I have working as a agile module in a, manual tester.
Mhm.
And after that as I have approx 1.8 years of experience in automation with Java plus Selenium technology.
Mhm.
And for we have used on there TDD framework, as well as right now I'm working in BDD framework with Cucumber tool.
Mhm.
And uh, as I have approx 3 years experience in that phase, I my roles and responsibilities like to find out the defect and write down the test cases, test scenarios, uh, to automate the test scripts,
Mhm.
and to understand the requirements of clients, like that. And That's it, sir.
Okay, great, wonderful.
Thank you.
Mhm. So, as you were telling about Cucumber BDD framework, so can you tell us something about the framework in detail?
Yes. In Cucumber tool, we can use the PDD framework as a behavior data driven, like we to understand the scenarios from client. And we can also understood that scenarios to client as per their requirements. And the Cucumber tool supports the getting language, which is support like very English plain text. And so that's why we are using BDD tool. And in that case, we are creating the feature file to write down our scenarios. And Cucumber will provide us to ready-made annotations to write down their scenarios. And from that scenarios, we are map this our test cases in our step definition files in Java class file. And we are mapping it there. We can automate our test scenarios with the help of automation. And it is very easy to understand. And we are also sharing that scenarios to our client. And they are very easy to they are also easy to understood for that. So yeah, that's why we are using the BDD tool most of the time.
Mhm. Great. Okay. Now, let me share my screen.
Yes,
Okay. Is my screen visible?
still not. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is an automation test scenario that you have to work on. Okay. Simple BDD framework is there, and whatever values that you are getting in the output of method or function, you can say that you have to write in the Excel file. Now you have got two
Okay.
methods. Yeah, you have got two methods over here, method one and method two. Now in method
Yes.
one, there is a variable one which in which the value is 8.9. After some processing, some command operations, you are getting value as 8.9. So you are writing the value, whatever values you are getting from the variable, you are writing it in the Excel file, right? So the value you are mentioning in the one of the cell of the Excel file as 8.9. Now there is a different method, method two. In that,
Okay.
the variable value you are getting 9.2. Okay, but
Okay.
when you are writing in the Excel file, right? So over there, the issue that is coming in the automation script is that you are making it right the value of the variable in the Excel file. It is still taking the older value of 8.9. It is not taking the newer value of 9.2. So how will you
Okay.
troubleshoot this scenario? You are getting the question?
Yes, I'm getting that question, but I'm trying to recall this question. I'm not working exactly on that like that case,
Okay,
but
in an interview, if you are not able to understand the question, you can ask again. You can request the interviewer to explain you the question again. If you want, I can do that again.
yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Mhm. Yeah. So see there.
it
Yeah, yeah.
to answer like that. I have to put this scenario in Excel sheet.
Hmm, hmm,
Method one is my first column, and second column is variable,
hmm,
and that method one value. Uh, I'm putting that first method value in variable as 8.9,
hmm,
and in second row I
hmm,
have to put the method 2 value in like 9.2,
But
and these
yeah, but
yes.
when you are running the code, it is not taking 9.2 value. It is still taking 8.9 value.
Okay,
Hmm,
it means in my automation script I have to create two methods,
hmm.
two
No, no.
methods
See,
on there.
these, yeah, these methods you have only created. Okay, let me simplify this question. Um, this is method one, okay, in which you
Yes,
could have written some,
yes. Method first
yeah,
method is there.
yeah, function one I am saying for now. Okay, okay,
Okay.
this is, then you have declared a variable, or you can say you are getting a value from some
Yes.
particular text field in the page, in the web page.
Ye-
Okay, and this page is A. Okay, now, so whatever value you are getting, you are assigning to the variable. Okay, so you have assigned it
Yes.
to variable, it is 8.9. Now this is method 2. Okay,
Yes.
again, whatever, this is the second value that you will get from the web page. Let's say it is B. Okay, now
Yes. Okay.
whatever the value that you will get, that you will assign to variable 2. Okay, so over here, let's say the value is X. So it is coming as X. Okay, now when you are trying to write it in the Excel file over there, instead of X, or instead of let's say 9.2 only, you got the value as 9.2, but in the Excel it is taking 8.9 only. At the time of writing in the Excel file, in that particular cell value, it is still taking the older value. It is not taking the new
Yes.
value. So how will you troubleshoot this scenario? Is this question clear?
Yes, sir. I think at that time I can use on their Excel sheet format for there,
Hmm,
which is give the access from workbook, and
hmm,
after that getting the access sheet,
hmm,
and from sheet we have to getting the access for uh, column row, and row will be getting the access for sale,
hmm, hmm.
and we follow that steps to accessing the first method we are creating, which we are creating in that Excel sheet,
Hmm,
that like method one, and getting the value their value 8.9
hmm,
from our Excel sheet,
hmm,
and uh, whenever we jump on the second row in that Excel sheet,
hmm,
uh, I think at it will be take as the first value of that method one, but
hmm.
it will not uh, like,
It should take the see, uh, you are writing in the Excel file the value of variable 2, right? Why it should take the 9.2 value? Why it is still taking 8.9 value? Shall I help you with the answer?
yes, I
Hmm.
I couldn't remember about that exactly which method we are using on that.
No worries. See, even if you're not able to recall the method, that is absolutely fine. Consider this as a very logical question. You are working
Yes, sir.
on text automation, you are working on BDD framework. So uh, sometimes,
Yes.
okay, leave over here Excel and all those things, right? Let me simplify this question. When you are printing this value, system.out.println, right?
Yes.
Variable value you have printed. Then over here also variable value you have printed in the console. Then also it is taking
Yes.
the older value. Okay. Now consider this code is being done by some junior person. Okay. Now you are reviewing their code. Okay. So what do you think? What can be the mistakes that he or she would have done?
Uh, mm, Mistakes just like in that sysout statement, it will be write the variable name as uh, first variable name, and it could not get on there the second variable name, so it will be get the out in our output just first variable value.
Yes,
It's
yes.
there
So
on
that can be one of the reason, right? That they have
yes,
not used SO system.out.println instead of variable two, they have done variable one only, right? That can
one,
be one
yes.
of the reason. Now it is also a possibility. Let's say both the variables are same. Okay, both the
Okay,
variables he or she that have used those are same only. Okay. Now, whenever at the time of printing, they are printing variable value one. Okay. Now, what can be the reason that still it is taking 8.9? It is not taking 9.2.
uh, uh, at that time it will take the 9.2 value actually,
Hmm.
because variable one have assigned the updated value in
Okay.
output.
So
Yes,
it should take, okay, now this is a second thing, second question. Let's say this variable one value was 8.9. This variable one
yes,
value is 9.2. When you are printing
yes.
this value, it is still taking 8.9. It is not taking 9.2. Now what you will do? Hmm. Okay, so one of the
Yes,
thing that you can do over here is you can assign null value to variable one. Okay, you can assign a null value to variable one in between, and then you can assign a new value to the variable.
okay,
Okay. Or you can assign variable one value to some another variable like temp variable, and then you can
okay.
assign one more value to variable one, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sir.
So this can be the possibility. Okay, now let's
Yes,
come to this. Now let me modify this question. Just give me a second. Uh, so I'm just mentioning it on a very high level. Okay. Okay.
okay,
Now, now you are getting two values in the variables. Okay. One is 8.9. Another value is also, so you are getting the value from text field in the web page A. You are getting the value from the text field in the web page B. Now, your test automation should compare both the variable values, variable one and variable two. Now, after comparison, you have kept an assertion also over here. Whatever the, if if the value of variable one and variable two would be same, then it should print the output value as true. If the variable one
okay.
and variable value two is not same, then it should print the output as false. Now over
False.
here you
Yes,
have got, yeah, you have got 8.9, 8.9 as the values. Okay. But
yes.
when you are trying to assert it, so it is not validating. It is, I mean, after validating, it comes to know that the variable value one and variable value two is not same. So you're getting output as false over here. Okay. What can be
Yes.
the reason behind this?
Okay, because for validation we are using assert class on, and assert class support the first there are two things is there, hard assert and soft assert.
Hmm, hmm,
Whenever he get the two the both methods we are the both variables whichever are we are comparing that variable 1 is equal to variable 2 is when is not similar, then it will be goes at it will be give the as false, because hard assert support means assert class, whenever we are using assert class,
Hmm.
this is generally we are using in soft assert actually.
Hmm.
And these assert methods will go we can go with their this will pass the e- this will continue after the only after the past cases are is getting in that program. And if it is not, then it will not be it will be about the program out there.
Okay,
uh,
consider I have used soft assertion over here. Okay.
okay,
Yeah. So
then
now, yeah.
in soft assert case, like just like that in our program there is the failure code is there, and it will just getting the exception in our output, and it will be continue on in the next test cases or next any programming is on there,
Yeah.
and it will not get break down the in that program.
Okay. Just forget about assertion, soft assertion, hard assertion. Okay. Whatever assertions you keep, whether it is soft or hard, just irrespective of that, you have got two values assigned to the variable. Variable 1 is having 8.9, variable 2 is having 0.9. You can see these two values are same, but still in the automation code, it is returning you the false value after comparing the values of variable 1 and variable 2. So what else will you do over here just to make sure that both the variables values are compared and matched? Both the values are made equal.
Uh, sorry, sir, I couldn't get your exactly question.
Question? Okay, fine. So let me explain you once again. Let's say there
Means
is.
you want to say like we are using on that assert equals class,
Hmm,
and that equals method we compare the contents of that variable,
hmm,
and is equal to this operator
hmm.
the compare uh, compare the reference of that variable.
Okay. See, I'll
You
tell you why the two variables values cannot be same at times. What you will have to do is after getting the value from this particular text field, you will have to remove white space at times, right? It might
yes
happen that
yes
after this 8.9, there is some white space behind it or
yes
before 8, right? So you will have to remove those white spaces. Then
yes
it might happen that there is white space coming up when you are retrieving the value from the text field, right? So that operation was
yes.
missing over here. So that is why it is giving you the false value as the output. Are you getting it now?
Yeah, actually, we are using the white space method for mm,
Yes.
means to
Yes. You are using white space method
uh, for getting the exact value from our that variable
hmm.
to mm,
Yes. So you are
to
you are using
find out.
that kind of a function, right? In order to remove white spaces, right?
Yes,
So which is why it might happen that two values of the variable are not equal over here because white space was getting appended when you were retrieving the value from the text field, right?
yes,
Okay. So in an interview, they might ask you these kind of scenario based questions. So you will have to be prepared and you will have to understand the question and then give the answer accordingly, right? So
yes,
over here,
yes,
the focus was on why the values of the variables, even if they are same, still the output is coming as false, right? Okay.
yes.
So this is
Got
done.
it.
Now, yeah, let me ask you one more question. Um, instead of this. You are working in Agile, right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Now there are two user stories assigned to you, which you have to
Okay.
automate. Okay. You are aware about user story. You will be having few acceptance
Yes, sir.
criteria in that. Okay. So for user story A, you took time that you gave estimation to them, and you gave the estimation as 3 days. Okay.
Okay.
They have accepted this kind of estimation. That is, this is fine for them. Okay. It's a small user story with few number of functionality, and that is not a complex user story, simple
Okay.
functionality. So they have accepted your estimation. Now, when it comes to
Okay.
user story B, the time taken for automation you are giving as 12 days. Okay. Now they want you to reduce the time from 12 days to maybe less number of days, right? Now, how will you convince them, or what will you speak in the negotiation such that you get these many days? Because this is a perfect estimation you have given, right? You're not a kind of
Okay.
a person which based on the billing cycle, or based on the like, it's like if you say to 12 days, it is 12 days only. It is not less than 12 days, it's not more than 12 days. But now the management, they are not convinced with your answer, right? So how will you convince them?
Uh, in that phase, first of all, after getting the user stories, first of all to write the test cases on there, and after that we have uh, go with the automation test script,
Okay,
and
consider test
we
cases are
can,
written. Consider test cases are
okay,
written.
okay,
Hmm.
okay. Uh, in that case, first of all, I just try to try to just work out on critical test cases which are mentioned in that software product,
Hmm.
and I can do the exploratory level testing on that on that test cases, and whichever
Exploratory.
I mean,
So exploratory testing is again that is a part of manual, right?
yes,
Okay, but
but I
it
have
won't.
do in the,
Yeah, it won't come in the 12 days of automation, right?
yes,
So you don't need to perform manual testing. There is a separate dedicated team
okay.
that is doing manual testing. Okay, you just have to negotiate with them, like
uh,
why you went for 12 days.
mm, in that case, actually in agile module, we are creating the relationship with the our customer is very closely, and
Hmm.
they get the understand our situation which we are in, we are working on that our script, and where we are facing our that functionality to working is fine or not.
Hmm.
So we can explain that our the our where is critical functionality is working fine or not, we have to check,
Hmm.
and we can convince to our customer first of all, then we can increasing our we can get the increasing our time to deploying that product to them,
Hmm.
and so uh, if it is agreed to increasing that 12 days to more than that, then it is maybe it will be fine for our to automate that test cases.
Right. See, there are times when the customers or the clients are easily getting convinced about the estimation that you
Mm.
have given. There are also
Because in
times when
agile
they are,
module we are
yeah,
creating, yeah,
yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
in
Hmm.
agile methodology we are just main purpose for that agile methodology is taking a long time, and in agile methodology the requirements are not fixed
Hmm.
from the client, and we are just we are working on user acceptance environment also in agile model,
Hmm.
so we are getting the close relation with that with their with our client,
Mm.
so we can convey with them. Yeah.
Mhm. You can convince them. Let's say you have been working with them since 2, 3 years, but still they are not getting convinced. So how will you convince them?
Mm,
It might happen that, sometimes they don't get
yeah.
convinced. Sometimes they don't feel that this much time is required. So
Mm,
how will you how will you put your conversation, or what all things you will explain to them? Because they are client, right? You need to explain them, you need to convince them, you need to negotiate with them, then only you can proceed with your automation ahead.
mm. So it's, I couldn't get that
Okay.
exactly answer. What about we can do on there?
Okay. See, there are times when you have a very good relationship with the client, but still they are not
Yes.
getting convinced with the estimation that you have given. Okay. So what you can do is, there are two things that you can do in this kind of scenario. One is, you can either tell them to break the story so that your effort will get divided. Okay, instead of 12 days, if it is a two story, if user story B is divided into two stories, B1, B2, B3, sorry,
Okay.
2 or 3 stories. So accordingly, days will get divided, accordingly, efforts will get divided, and accordingly, it would be a phase wise automation that you will be suggesting them. Okay, this is one of
Okay.
the aspect. If they are not willing to break the story, then how you will have to convince them? You will have to explain them the uh, the the challenges that you will have in doing this automation. Okay, now what kind of challenges that you have? For example, this might be uh, this automation might be, you might have to do in some kind of virtual machine. Okay, and
Okay.
that virtual machine is not available completely with you for 8 hours in a day. Okay, it is available for 4 hours only per day.
Okay.
This is just the consequences. So this is how you have to explain in an interview. So this is one of the aspects. This can happen. Okay, another thing that
Okay.
can
Okay.
happen is the web application which you are trying to automate, that goes down in a maintenance mode. Okay, for 3 days in a week.
Okay.
Okay, so that also you can explain. And these things are, that these are not planned maintenance. This is not planned thing. This is unplanned thing. So that is why you have given
Unplanned.
a high level estimation. Yeah. Okay. Now okay. Now let me give you one more reason over here. The application which you are trying to automate. Okay, that has got a third party dependency.
Okay.
Okay, third party dependency means you will have to uh, request third party if something is not working, or you will have to inject something, you will have to use their DLLs libraries, and then you will have to make the environment up and running, and then only you can automate it. Okay,
Yes.
one more reason can be that whatever you are trying to automate is actually a kind of a Citrix, or you can say AWS, or sorry, not Citrix.
Okay.
Those are RDP machines which are actually very slow. Okay.
Okay.
So it takes time for you to actually understand the application or try to automate the application over these things, right? So this is
Yes.
how you will have to convince in an interview. So these all points you will have to tell. Okay. The more
Yes, sir.
open-ended
Okay.
question is, see, I didn't mention about any content in the user story. So it was an open-ended question. You can take this reason, you can take this reason, and you can just speak in an interview, right? You can
Oh,
justify the time that you have given.
yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how you have to
Yes, sir. Got
tackle in an interview. Okay, fine. So
it. Yes,
this
sir.
is good. Okay. Do you have any experience with performance testing or security testing?
No, I don't have the experience in performance testing, but basic concept I have. I just know about that performance testing. Just there we are doing the how our application will be performed in the case of load testing and stress testing. Whenever load means the multiple users are working on that same application at the time of the limitations, then how can our that application will be taking the load for the getting the response to them. We can testing on that phase. And in stress testing, there is the no limitations to create on the testing on that module. So the various more than that limitation, the users will be use that application at a time. So how the application will be response to them that similar time. That type of testing is just like called as performance testing. I just know about this.
Okay, okay. So when this question is asked to you in an interview, even if you have not performed performance testing or security testing, so you can tell, I haven't performed performance testing. I haven't got an opportunity to do that. But yes, if I'll get an opportunity, I'll explore and I'll do some learning. There will be a learning curve involved, and then I'll get on to the speed to do performance testing. But so far, I would like to share the experience that how I am doing performance testing in one of my projects. So and so, like this, you will have to narrate. Okay.
Okay.
Now consider there is a string, Poonam. Okay, your name string is there. Now there are in this string, O is repeating twice. Okay, so you
Yes.
need to write a Java program to extract the duplicate characters from this string Poonam. So how will you write the program? What will be your approach?
Okay.
Mm,
In that case, I will be use on their hash map method, and I have to create the hash map object with the generics method like a character plus
mm,
character and integer. And after that, for with the help of that reference object, I have to call the contains key methods.
mm,
And contains key methods will be taking the this character at say first of all I have to create the for loop in that. And
mm,
just I have to I just have to calculate the length of that string.
mm,
And uh, which is we do not have to repeating that in that character.
mm.
So I have to give the minus that is the decrementing level uh, operating. And that is how can I explain? Can I write this program notepad?
Yeah, yeah, you can write it. You can share your screen and you can write it. I've given you the sharing rights. You can click on share screen button.
Okay.
Mm. Just click on share screen button. Have you joined from personal laptop or is it
Yes, I have shown my personal laptop, but there is no.
share screen option is
Still not able to getting the share.
okay. So if you can see in the
Shares is
yeah
okay.
share screen option is it is besides chat.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
Yes.
it visible?
Yes, it is visible. Now open a notepad.
Yes.
Yes. Maximize it.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay.
Now write a program.
First, I have to create the uh, hash map
Hmm.
object with generics as a uh, character and uh, integer with h map is equal to new that. And with the help of this reference, before that I have to create the for loop to call this integer or is equal to uh, Just I have to find the length of that my string, str.length.
No, length of string is not to be found. You just have to find the duplicate characters in the string.
Mm.
Yeah, the duplicate characters.
Yeah, but after that, after
Okay,
that finding that length in
okay, yeah, fine.
reverse
So,
direction.
okay, so that is a part of your program. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, that case, I have called the contains key method as also. That contains key selector character and character if contains key. I have to create one more variable is there to store that value.
Mm-hmm.
So int count is equal to storing the value. Each yes, each map dot get the text dot that then for this it will be get the character of this string then mm,
You want me to help you with the answer?
yes, I'm just forgot for the next
No worries.
step and that
No worries. Let me share my screen. Are you able to see my
yes
screen?
yes sir.
Okay. So we are left with 1 minute. I'll quickly explain it to you. Okay. So this was the algorithm that was I was asking. You'll have to define a string. Two loops will be there. One inner loop will be there, which will compare the selected character with the rest